Hey, family. It's your Family CPA, Jasmine Young, and you're listening to the Talk Wealthy to Me podcast. Get you a black CPA. We out here. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are listening from. This is your Family CPA here with another episode of Talk Wealthy to Me. And y'all know it is 2022. We made it. Shout out to everybody that made it into 2022. And you know what 2022, the beginning of any year, means: tax season. Y'all ready for them refunds? So, of course, we had to talk a little bit about taxes. I know this is a sore subject for a lot of people, but that's why we talk wealth to you, so we can make this fun, educational, informative, and stress-free. So today, I am so happy to have one of the Southern Tax senior accountants with me, Miss Laneshia Mohip. What's up, Nisha?
Hey, y'all.
How are you?
Girl, I'm excited.
I'm excited.
This money.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for people.
Listen, this is guaranteed. This is a good season for accountants and tax preparers everywhere. It's a dreaded season because it's a lot of work, but the coin is there.
Listen,
the coin is there.
What y'all dread, y'all could pay us to handle.
Absolutely.
You hear me?
Absolutely. So, Nisha, I know who you are, but tell our conversationalists, as we like to call our listeners, who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do.
I am a recovering corporate accountant turned rebel CFO, helping brown and black businesses who are in the startup phase, and that startup phase could literally be up to 40 million in revenue. Get you guys acclimated to getting some type of accounting process and flow in your business. You guys are great at making cash, but we want to help you ensure you're knowing how to manage it, keep it, grow it, and scale your business in a very compliant way that's not intimidating. So that's my overall focus and goal, honestly.
I like what you said. She is a recovering corporate. Listen, y'all.
Listen, them checks are very enticing.
Let me tell you. Since COVID hit, it's been a lot of people that said, you know what? Fuck this job. I'm gonna go do this thing on my own. I'ma just, forget the 9 to 5. I realize I don't have to be tied to a desk to make money. Let's go do this. Let's be a full-time entrepreneur. So shout out to all the full-time entrepreneurs out there. Also, if you are an employeepreneur, shout out to you as well. Those are the people that work a 9 to 5, and then they get off at 5 until and work their own business. Shout out to y'all too. So Nisha, it's tax season. Let's talk about it. What should people be doing to get ready for tax season? You know, people dread this time. So what are some best practices that people can do to get ready?
I think the best thing that y'all can do to help not only yourselves, not be a burden to your finance professional, is to get as organized as possible. Like, you literally don't need to know nothing about accounting, taxes, or finances. But the number one key, honestly, is getting organized. Like, where is all of your stuff, right?
Your stuff. Y'all heard that?
Get your stuff.
Get your stuff.
And be ready to hand it off in a very smooth and seamless process to whomever you choose to work with. And honestly, for y'all DIYers, I think you need to be in the same mode and groove, right? Even if you do your own taxes, you have to also think of yourself in the future. Like, this is not something you'll probably be doing in the future, right? So if you needed to ever hand this process off, this task off to a professional, how would they get access to all of your statements, your reports, your 1099s, all of that stuff? So you have to be thinking about the CEO mindset. Who can I give this to eventually, right? Even if it's not right now. So that's honestly the number one thing I could give y'all to save y'all money, because I promise you, if you come to us
with a box of receipts,
it's messy, it's complex. There's a lot of money we can invoice you for, but if you want to start off the boat with just saving money, get organized.
Right. And a lot of people don't understand that, you know, this is our profession. Time is money. If it's going to take me 3 hours to do something that you could have done, I'm going to get my 3 hours worth out of you. So come with your stuff prepared. And then another thing I like that you touched on, the people that do their taxes. We always run into the people that, I call them the turbo taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I'ma just turbo tax my taxes. And that's fine. That's cool. I'ma H&R block my taxes. Fine, cool.
That's cool.
But I need you to understand what you're doing when you turbo tax and when you H&R block. Number one, them people don't know what you went through in your life. So you could possibly be missing out on some money. You leaving money on the table because you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
So think about that when you decide you're going to do it yourself. And I'm not against anybody saving money, doing it yourself. That's fine. But if you want to get the whole bag, okay? If you want to get the whole bag, I definitely recommend you, working with a professional. And then for those that go to H&R Block, they say, well, I don't do it myself. I just drop my stuff off at H&R Block. Let me tell you, H&R Block gonna charge you $300 for a short form 1040. Let me tell y'all about the short form. It's exactly what it said. It's real short. It does not include all of the credits and deductions that you can get. And they gonna charge you $300 for that for a short form. Go to somebody that's gonna do the long 1040 for you, no matter what you're filing, so that they can at least do their due diligence to see that you can get all your money. TurboTax and H&R Block don't know you from who shot John. Okay? Make sure y'all get the whole bag.
Add on to that, there is a difference, and y'all got to look at the trade-off, the difference in having someone that knows your story and your situation, right? Versus going to a franchise. And there's a market for everybody, right? Everybody's not supposed to work with us. Everybody's not supposed to go to the franchise. Right. But the difference between working with a family practice is they know if you're going through a situation, you went through a divorce, right? You got pregnant, you got married, right? You lost the business. You missed the stimulus check. You going through bankruptcy. Those franchises don't have the time, nor is it valuable to sit in front of them and get your story.
Right.
Versus building a relationship with people, professionals who knows when to touch you, when not to touch you. That's what you're paying for. Right. Along with the credentials and the experience. You can't get that at a franchise.
Exactly.
So you gotta weigh your option. What do you value? Right. Exactly. And you also gotta think, y'all can blow up overnight. Y'all can go viral overnight. You ain't gonna be able to walk in a franchise and say, hey, my business just did 6 or 7 figures. Help me out.
Right. Because they gonna do the bare minimum and charge you the max. That's just how franchises are.
Listen,
because
they know how to get the money.
Because you're looking for that quick service. It's like fast food. If you want a 5-course meal, you're not finna go to McDonald's. That service is not 5-course meal. Okay? Right. But if you want a little bit more service, you might go over there to Chick-fil-A because it's heavenly over there.
Listen, I'll wait in that line because they probably gonna give me
4 or 5
warm cookies.
I'm telling you, give me a little extra honey mustard, and I ain't mad that I want some extra sauce. Okay? So y'all, listen, I like what you said, Nisha, about relationship. Let me tell y'all something. Money is relational. I don't know if you, I'm gonna say it again for the people that maybe have missed it. Money is relational. What that means is, look, if the person that's working on your finances don't know you, y'all don't have a relationship, you only hear for them one time a year when it's time to do taxes, you ain't getting the best bang for your buck. And I ain't saying, I'm not telling you to go out and sleep with your accounting professionals. That is not what I'm saying. Okay? Let me reiterate that. That is not what we're saying. What we're saying is you need to have a working relationship with whoever is dealing with your money in any type of way. I don't care if they're a tax preparer, bookkeeper, CFA, CPA, LGBT, whatever. We don't care. XYZ, none of that. You need to have a relationship with whoever you're working with so that you can get the best bang for your buck. And so, number one, so you can trust who you're working with, because there are ghost preparers out there. We're going to talk about that too. But you want to make sure that the person has your best interest in mind when they're doing the work, and that they get you everything that's legally yours. That's legally yours.
Yep. And that's the difference between paying for a transaction versus
Right.
paying for a transformation, right?
Absolutely.
Because
That's deep.
a lot of times, and that's why I named my business Polished CFO, Polished Finances, because like you said, money is relational.
Yes, it
and
is.
It takes time to build it and change it and transform it versus you trying to spend 30 minutes with a person they can complete a transaction.
Right.
But what about your goals that you got coming up? What about that person you want to invest in and hire? What about that child or niece or nephew, that parent you want to bring on board? They don't know none of that because you paid for a transaction. You ain't paying for no transformation.
Absolutely. So I want to touch on a little bit of what we talked about earlier when we mentioned the stimulus checks. A lot of people didn't get all of their checks, and they're uncertain about what to do. I got an email from the IRS today. They send out the news wire to update the professionals, and they actually said that they're gonna be issuing information letters about the advanced child tax credit. And the third round of they call them economic impact payments. They're going to send those letters out in January. So if you got either one of those, or no matter if you got it or not, you get a letter in January from the IRS. Do not throw it away. Okay, that was the headline of the email that I got. It said, "Do not throw this letter away." Why you need the letter? It's going to help you reconcile and receive all the child tax credits that you're supposed to get. And the letter is going to be called a 6419. Write that down. You're looking for a 6419 to come in the mail at the end of January. And there's going to be a 2021. It's called Advanced CTC. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. The end of December into January. It's going to include the total amount of advanced child tax credit payments that you received in 2021, the number of qualifying children that they use to calculate that payment. And you should keep this letter. I cannot stress that enough. Keep that letter about the child tax credits with your tax records. Like Nisha was saying, get your stuff together. This is part of that stuff that you need to organize. You need to organize that. They're also going to send out the economic impact payment letter. That will be a 6475. So you're looking for two letters, 6419, 6475. It's going to tell you about your third economic impact payment. It's going to help you determine if you're entitled to and should claim what's called the recovery rebate credit. So basically what that is, you guys, is if you didn't get the whole credit you were supposed to get in 2021, this letter is going to tell your tax preparer what they should do about it. You need that letter, because I'm going to tell you, if you tell them people you didn't get your money and they put it on your tax return, they will snatch it back and they're going to add interest. So
yeah, you can't make a mistake, but they can.
Exactly. Ain't that just like a parent? Do as I say, not as I do. Okay. Yeah. So make sure y'all watch out for those letters: the 6419 for the child tax credit and the 6475 for the economic impact payment letter. So, Nisha, tell me your worst tax engagement that you've had.
I don't even know if I want to say it. I have literally stellar reviews with my clients because I believe in treating people like people before a transaction. And I got a high income earner one year, and this is the first year I'm like, you know what? I think I want to help people with taxes. Why did I do that? And this particular client, like I think she was a high income earner, but her mindset never changed. Like she was at the $300,000-$500,000 level, but her mindset and her habits was literally at the $50,000 level, right? So every situation we was trying to teach her about getting organized, using our organizer, using our portal to secure your information. She would literally not follow any instructions. So I should have known, red flags, but you don't pay attention to red flags, right? Remember, I'm coming out of corporate. I'm trying to grow my book of business. And she just kept complaining about why she owes so much money in taxes. I'm like, ma'am, you're in a totally different tax bracket. Like, and no matter what publication from the IRS we sent her, no matter how many calls we did to educate her, her mindset was still very like at the $50,000 level. And it's no shame to anybody at that income level, but y'all have to understand that the more money you make in the US of A,
the more they take.
The more they take, right? And if you're not leveraging the tax code to your benefit, you're going to write them a check. I mean, ain't no way around it. And so if you're not in that mindset to understand that as you jump tax brackets, you also have to grow your literacy about what the tax code says for your tax bracket, you're going to lose a lot of money unnecessarily. And I didn't listen to my gut. I just continued to try to educate her and teach her. And one thing that is, I would say, is my toxic trait, as everybody keeps saying, is when I'm talking to a person who's not receiving what I'm saying, and every time they talk, it just sounds stupider and stupider, I just start laughing. Because I know it's not professional, but then something in my brain goes like, you're really not getting it. Like, you're really not understanding. Like, this is not a game.
Right.
And so I started laughing on the call because she was literally talking about paying for things like cosmetic surgery to reduce your tax. I'm like, we
but
just talked about.
But that's why we do what we do, because people really don't know. We are I like to call us the code crackers, because we crack the internal revenue code and tell the people we giving the tea. What's the scoop? Like, no, this is how you do it. If you trying to do this, you want to go from point A to point B. Here's the GPS. I'm gonna give it to you.
Here's the GPS. And instead of following the GPS, the automated GPS that we are building for you, you want to go to MapQuest.
I'm telling you.
You want to go to Yahoo Maps
and try to read it yourself.
No, ma'am. And so it was at that point that I realized, you know what? It's probably best you find another professional. I don't think this is going to work. I don't think we're a good connection. I wish you the best of luck. And when I tell you, she was mad. She was mad. And that came and bit me back in the butt, because I think a year or so later, there was an issue with her taxes. So I just realized, you know what? I'm going to stay in my lane, which is accounting and bookkeeping and investments. Right. And I'm going to partner with professionals like a CPA to handle those things, because my brain, it can sometimes be too black and white. Like, that's why I love numbers. It's not going to lie to you. Right. It's not going to tell you something different.
Right. It's plain. This is what the numbers say. It's no room for interpretation. Here's the rule. Here's the rule applied. This is it.
That's it. But when it comes to taxes, especially in the past 2 to 3 years, 2020, 2021, 2022, the tax code continuously changes. And I just don't have the interest to keep up with it. So I just choose to partner with CPA to help, because my brain is like, no.
You know what? See, I love taxes though. I love it because, and I think the reason I love it is because when I started with the federal government 10 years ago, I started off as a contract specialist with NASA. So I had to learn how to read laws and regulations, interpret it, and apply it. So you can give me any law or regulation and I can read it and tell you, okay, this is what it's saying and this is how we apply it. My friends tell me all the time, you should have been a lawyer. And I low-key think about it in the back of my head, but I'm really not trying to go back to school, and them student loans ain't no joke. Uncle Joe played us, didn't he? We ain't gonna get into that.
Oh, we fell for the open.
Oh, he failed us. Upset. But yeah, I love taxes. And one thing I want people to know about taxes is, look, it is not your tax preparer's fault that you don't get the result that you want to get. Let me tell you, you people that like to, and I hate to say that word, you people, because it sounds like I'm about to be racist. I don't mean it to be racist, y'all, but listen, the folks that like to shop around for who can get you the highest refund, let me tell you, if everybody applies the law the right way, no matter who you go to, your refund should be the same. So if you're going to different people and you're getting different numbers, I'ma just be straight up honest with you. Y'all know we some straight shooters over here. Somebody lying to you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you're
Yep.
shopping around for a refund and you're getting different numbers from different people, somebody is lying to you, because the law is the same for that specific tax year. You should get the same number every time from every person. Okay?
Yes.
So be careful who y'all choosing. A lot of people use ghost preparers where I'm from, in Alabama. Listen, y'all better watch out for them ghost preparers. I did a TikTok and it almost went viral. People was like,
they
dang,
was
you
mad.
ghost preparers? I was like, the IRS actually called them ghost preparers. Like, they sent us a email about beware of ghost preparers, and they went down the list and told us how to identify them. So let's talk a little bit about these ghost preparers, Nisha, because look, I got some stories. I'm pretty sure.
I am a person that pays attention to patterns and red flags. Okay.
Yes.
So if you go, first of all, y'all got to do y'all due diligence. Anything tied to your social security number or tax ID, I'm gonna need y'all to literally do y'all due diligence. And what I mean by that, I'm not saying like go run a background check on people. What I'm saying is go to their profiles and see, like, are they truly an expert in this field?
Right. Or are they just doing your taxes in their kitchen?
Listen.
Using TurboTax.
Listen.
Y'all.
Because if Sister Girl or Uncle Mike is talking about trucking, nails, hair, babysitting, now she doing taxes, I don't think that's the person I want to.
And see, that's what be getting me when people come to me with they troubles and they want some tax resolution service, which, by the way, are totally separate from tax preparation. I'm telling you, they two separate services. But they come and they say, I let such and such do my taxes, and now I'm being audited. And I'm like, okay, well, why you let them do your taxes? They weren't good in math in school. Why would you let them do your taxes? Or they do hair. Why you went to them to do your taxes? Y'all, come on, you got to do better. There's resources out there. If you want to find a tax professional, you can go to the IRS's website and look in the directory for tax preparers in your area that are accredited, that are, professionals. Y'all ain't got to go out here and let these people in their kitchen do your taxes. And then they saying that you prepared it yourself, but they done put a whole business on there and you don't know. You sitting on a $10,000 refund and don't know why the IRS.
And don't know why.
Come on, y'all.
And don't know why. And mind you, you don't even know what they keyed in on the return.
Exactly.
So when we ask you what was the result of your last tax filing, you have not a clue. That is not good, y'all.
All I know is I got a refund. That's all they know.
To me, it's bigger than the refund. It's bigger than the tax bill. When you're reporting anything to the alphabet people, the IRS, the SEC, the FTC, y'all not scared of them people?
Girl, they ain't scared.
They literally have access to take away your livelihood.
They ain't scared. Listen, they got the PPP loans, EIDL. They ain't scared. They ain't scared.
This is way bigger than a refund. This is way bigger than a tax bill. Like, there's a reason why we all have bank accounts. Everything is digital. They have access to take away
everything, and they don't realize that all these entities talk to each other. You think the SBA ain't gonna tell the IRS that you got an EIDL loan for a business, and then you file your taxes and ain't a Schedule C, a Form 1120, 1065, or 1120S ain't submitted? You think the IRS
this is not the 60s, 70s, and 80s no more. Okay, they didn't update it. Let me tell you,
I work for the federal government. We all talk to each other. I'm working on a COVID audit right now as we speak. We all talk to each other. So yeah, people just need to take it seriously. Like, and then that's another thing. When they get their tax return, if they get a copy at all, I've seen a lot of people like, oh, I don't have a copy of it. How you know what the folks submitted? How do you know what they submitted for you if you don't get a copy? And then on top of you not getting a copy, they don't even explain to you the result. How did you get $15,000 and I ain't got no kids and I make six figures? How you do that? It's beyond me. It's beyond
me. And then when you get in front of a professional that's trying to educate you, you want to turn your brain off because they didn't do that beforehand. Meanwhile, we're trying to tell you like why you got to the result of this tax refund or tax bill, and you're like turning your brain off. Why?
Right.
You got to change your conditioning.
Or you question our expertise. Is like, well, are you sure you did it right? You didn't question your mama. You didn't question your mama. Why are you questioning the people that get paid to do these, that went to school to do these, that passed a state board exam to
Mind
do
you,
this?
we done went through background checks, ethics classes, continuing education.
Every year.
Everything. We're paying literally 4 or 5 figures for our own profession. But sister girl that was just selling whatever in the DM on Facebook
telling
Marketplace,
you, she's selling plates out the same kitchen she prepared your taxes in. And you asking me, am I sure that I did it right? Well, who worked on the return? Well, I'm not satisfied with the result. Oh, and this would get me. Well, I have seen on Facebook that I can just write off everything. Y'all, let me tell you, Facebook attorneys at law gonna get y'all put it up under the jail.
They're gonna get y'all in trouble.
It's gonna get you put up under the jail. And it's been bad since COVID hit. Like everybody is taking Facebook advice like it is Bible. Do you hear me?
Everybody is an unlicensed attorney,
business consultant,
advisor.
Girl, Clubhouse done made everybody green.
Everybody
I'm an expert on everything. Everybody. I mean, I know it was people out there giving stock advice, and they a personal trainer.
Listen, go sit down.
Listen, y'all gotta be smart about it. Most of the things dealing with money, y'all, I kid you not. We joking, we have fun, but a lot of things, y'all, is really common sense.
It's so simple.
Yeah, like if you don't know, connect yourself with somebody who do know and vet that person. Like vet that person. You can go look us up under the Georgia Board of Accountancy and see this firm is licensed. You can go look at the reviews. Like, come on. Y'all gotta be better. And then this another thing. Y'all don't question them folks down there at H&R Block.
Listen, I've worked for a couple of them franchises myself. I've worked for them, so I know their processes. They're not heavily. It's not heavily
relational
invested. No, it's not heavily about. It's a transaction. It's like quick. How many people can we get through the door? Like obviously they want to get you a refund, but like y'all, it ain't. You're not paying for a transaction.
They don't care about you. You need somebody that cares about you, that knows your finances. And then here's another thing. Y'all have got to stop determining whether or not you're going to pay your tax preparer based off of what they get you back.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
I think that was one of my, I was offended.
Yeah.
I was.
But also too, that's what the culture has taught.
Right. Like, I'll pay you if you get me a good refund. Like you basically just insinuated if you commit fraud for me.
If you could
I'll pay you. And a lot of people are falling for that. And y'all, like we said earlier, look, if everybody files the return the correct way, everybody should get the same number. So if you go to a professional and they give you a number and then you go to your cousin and your cousin gets you a higher number, your cousin just, let me tell you, in the words of my grandma, they done set you up for failure. They done set you up, okay? Y'all, we've got to be
and business owners, I'm gonna need y'all to change y'all mindset. Like when you own a business or an organization that is creating revenue in a country where they look forward to tax revenue, your mindset should not be on, I need to get a refund. Your mindset should be on compliance. Right. How do I do things the correct way? Because there's so much ahead for you if you do stuff the way you're supposed to. Financing, funding, grants, money. There's so much available for you. Right. If you stop just looking at that refund.
And I'm glad you brought that up. Let's talk a little bit about business taxes, because I've gotten a lot of people that come to me and say, hey, I'm trying to get a business loan, or I'm trying to buy a house, but I don't want to pay no taxes. Tell the people how it works, Nisha. Tell them.
I literally, when I hear that, it's time to stop the brakes.
Yes.
And dig into the root of this thinking.
Right.
Because your thinking is wrong.
Flawed.
We live in the US of A. And then my acronym for US of A is use somebody else's assets.
Okay.
So how are we going to use somebody else's assets if we have no financial documentation to show that we know how to make money? Right. We know how to keep money. We know how to make sales. We know how to get clients. We know how to invest. You have no documentation to show that, but you want to use someone else's assets.
Right. And I'm going to tell you right now, the bank ain't just going to give you no money just because you say you need it.
You want an investment property that's multiple six figures. You think the bank don't have auditors and actuarial professionals who's running through data to do their due diligence to see if this asset makes sense to put on their books before they give you this money?
Exactly. And then a lot of people, and then a lot of people say, well, you know, they ain't gonna give a black business no money. Y'all, let me tell you, we shoot ourselves in the foot because we won't get in compliance. Not saying shuck and jive for everything. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is learn the law and use it to your advantage. If you don't know the law, connect yourself with somebody who knows. It's that simple. But you gotta change your mindset. That's what a lot of people think. Oh, I just need to make a lot more money. Why? So you can blow it? You don't know how to do it. You don't know how to be a good steward over it. Now that's Bible.
Wow.
You don't know how to operate.
The same 50K you know how to make, baby, you can make $500,000.
Right.
And you can make 5 million. It's a matter of zeros. But if you don't know how to manage the 50K or figure out how to scale the 50K,
you're not gonna know how to scale.
Why would I give you money? Why would I put a debt on my balance sheet and your history in your business bank account says that you pay bills late? Your invoices don't get paid on time. Baby, they looking at all of that.
Right.
So y'all got to stop thinking about, baby, the bigger my tax bill, that means I made a lot of money.
Exactly. And that means that you can afford to pay.
I made a lot of money. Yes.
So did y'all get that? Listen,
change it.
If you want to get a business loan or you want to get a mortgage, you want to get funding in any type of way, you cannot show a loss on your business taxes or on your
year after year after year.
That line that say taxable income, that line right there, you need to treat that line like your wife or your husband. You need that. And you need it to be as big as possible when you're trying to get funding from somebody. Because if that taxable income line is small and you trying to get a 6-figure loan, the math ain't mathing.
No.
The math is not mathing. So bottom line, y'all, get with somebody who knows something about what you're trying to do. That's the bottom line. Connect with professionals. Laneshia, located in Chicago, Illinois. Of course, she works everywhere. She works with us. She works in Chicago. Connect with professionals, y'all. Just do your due diligence. People are out here willing and ready to help you. You just got to have the mindset to receive the help, because can't nobody help you if you don't want to be helped. That's just the bottom line. That's just the bottom line.
My grandma used to say, how you expect to receive something if your hand always closed?
Your hand is closed.
You want funding and you want grants and you want financing, but you tell me something, I don't want to pay tax. You live in the wrong country.
It's a give and take.
It's a give and take.
It's just like gambling. If you want to win some money, you gotta play. So if you're not gonna play, you can't win. You'll never win if you don't play.
You'll never win.
It's people out here like me and Laneshia that's willing to give you the playbook. Reach out to us. Reach out to professionals that you may know. Look them up. Google them. people got reviews for a reason, y'all.
Yes.
It's resources out there. You just got to be ready and willing to receive them. So, Laneshia, before we go, I want you to give us some advice for 2022 as it relates to our finances, and then drop all of your information, how people can contact you if they want to book you, work with you, or just talk to you or get some advice. Give us the tea, girl.
The best thing for me, because I run a business by appointment only, so I'm a very structured person. So I want people to understand that your playbook, like Jasmine mentioned, will not look like somebody else.
Right.
Stop trying to compare your business to somebody else's, your journey to somebody else's, your finances to somebody else's. Stop that immediately, because it's not going to be the same. There's a very customized, educational, no judgment approach that we take to people when it comes to their finances, because we understand that corporate has conditioned us to believe that the numbers are tied to our value system. They're not. They're just numbers, okay? So the best way to connect with us is to visit our website, herpolishedbusiness.com. You'll be able to book a 30-minute financial success call, and we literally listen to what you want, listen to what you got going on, and then we come up with a preliminary plan as to what you need first, not necessarily what you feel like you want. And we want to educate you along the way. So that's the best way to do it. Follow me on Instagram, Polish CFO. I'm also on TikTok, Polish CFO, and Facebook, Polish Business Finances. And that's it. I appreciate coming on here. It was
girl, I appreciate having somebody in the industry. I just get so excited about. I love what I do. I love helping people, especially our people. So it's always good to meet another Black accountant in the industry to sprinkle a little Black girl magic all over.
Listen, because we are very few.
Yes. Corporate. I tell people all the time, you're looking at a unicorn. Like there's over 650 CPAs in the world. Only 5,000 of those are Black. I'm a unicorn. Like,
yes,
I shit glitter. Like we're out here, y'all. We're small in number, but we are mighty in power. So reach out to your Black CPAs, reach out to your Black accountants, certified financial advisors, investors, whoever. If you just have to have somebody that looks like you, we out here. Plain and simple, plain and simple. All right, y'all. So that's it for Talk Wealthy to Me today. Listen, we wish you love, peace, and wealth. We'll catch y'all on another episode next week on Talk Wealthy to Me. Y'all be safe. Somebody say hey. Thank you for listening to this episode of Talk Wealthy to Me. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, comment, and share.